Yeah, from 100 we came to zero basically. So we
Yes.
were able to survive for 3 months, first 3 months initially, rents, office rent, good own rents and all that. But then I had to close it, everything. I have to spend everything which I had. So
Okay.
I was an option buyer. I was an OTM option buyer. So it
Okay.
was, I used to think it's a jackpot call, like zero to hero, where we can buy 10 rupees option, it will go to 100,000, I'll make lakhs of money. So my losses are very low, my profits are very high. So
Hmm.
even if I hit a huge stop loss, my one single profitable day can recover my entire losses.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new series, uh, Heroes of AlgoTest. The idea behind this series is to bring traders who are trading with us on this platform, and I'll interview them and ask them their secrets and their strategies so that their ideas can inspire us all. Thank you, and I hope you love this series. Hi, welcome everyone to this new series called Heroes of AlgoTest. We are going to bring new traders. We'll try to bring them every month. Those who are trading with us regularly and are profitable. The purpose of this series is essentially to help new traders, uh, guide them, and tell them a way of how they can traverse through their trading journey and taking we purposely wanted to bring people who are actually trading with us, so there is some sort of a relevance between the new traders and the old veterans or guys who are doing very well. So today we have Mr. DTC, who is Mr. Sudarshan, is his real name. The DTC is quite famous on Twitters and on our Telegram group as well. So he's been consistently making profits that we have noticed. So welcome, sir. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you, CJ. So like you said, I'm just a new trader who's been practicing trading for past 3 years.
Yeah.
So I'm just gaining quite experience. What to say, like probably in past 1 year, and I've stepped into algo 8 months ago only. So just a budding trader, but I'm glad I find a right tool like algo test to go profitable in a quite short term period.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for that. So, see, the first question I want to ask you is who is Sudarshan? What is DTC? Where are you from?
Okay.
And a bit a background of about yourself.
Sure, sure. So basically, I am from a place called Tirukkovilur, which is a small town in Tamil Nadu. So I
Okay.
finished my college in Guru Nanak, Chennai.
Okay.
So I started entrepreneurship as soon as I finished college. I was very eager to go by myself. I wanted to be independent. From 2016 to 2019 to 20, before COVID, I was running an event management company.
Oh,
Uh,
wonderful.
yeah, it was known as rebate, so it was quite successful and all that. But again, yeah, we all know how COVID hit us all
Hmm.
basically. So what I did is, even planning was the main sector which affected, since we did not have any
Yes, of course.
more participants and all that. So I move that span of 1.5 years, which helped me to move into a permanent stock trader basically. So then I lost all my capital in event management.
So,
So only thing
yeah,
that helped
I'll
me.
stop. I'll just stop you there because before you give us everything in one go. So
Okay,
I want to stop you there because I want to ask you about each and everything.
sure,
Like,
sure.
okay, so I'm guessing the town you mentioned is a very small town. It's not a very big city or anything like that.
Yeah,
What
yeah, yeah.
would be the approximate population of your town?
So you can say probably around 50 to 1 lakh people
Oh,
in and
that's
around.
for Indian standards, that's pretty small.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
like, what did you study in college? And are you from
Ecom.
Chennai who's moved back to the town, or were you always
living in your town and just went to Chennai for your higher education?
Yeah, it is my hometown basically. So till 8th I did it here. And then probably due to the low standard of education during that time, 2008 or 7, I moved to boarding school in Coimbatore basically.
Okay.
So from that time, I have been outside my hometown. I did my schooling and then came back to Chennai for college, Guru Nanak, which was again an excellent college, which helped me to pursue my arts. I did a BCom basically.
You
So
did a
finance based
Bachelor of Commerce. Did you have
commerce.
any major in it,
Yeah,
like
accounting and
finance or
finance.
anything?
Accounting and finance.
Okay, accounting and finance. So you had some sort of a background, but I'm
Yeah.
sure trading is doesn't work according to theory.
True. So post completing that, during that time I did not have any idea on trading or to step into trading. I was in
Right.
event management, like you said. Then I met a person called Mr. Rahul. So he is a very important person in my life because he's the one who started this. He put the seed for this trading career. So he mentored me initially with few helps and all that. Then I started trading as a investment sector when I was doing event management. I used to invest some stocks and all that. I did not have any idea at all. Basically, just invest in stocks, buy and hold it for long
I
term.
know. Right.
So,
Right.
and then post COVID only, I started as a full time trader. And COVID, I felt Chennai was more expensive post COVID for me.
Yes, of course.
So here I
So
had all the facilities and all.
yeah. So I just want to know, like a guy, I think he's around 21, 22, gets out of college and he starts an event management company straight out of college. Like, what gave you that confidence to start a business, especially in a very competitive landscape as event management? I'm pretty sure because I have some dealing with that. So I personally know that it's a very competitive landscape. Getting customers, retaining customers, satisfying customers,
True,
even after you do a
true.
good work is very very tough.
Very
So
true.
what got you into entrepreneurship? And like, was there any family help, or was there like your is it a family business, or is it with friends?
So
Shed some
basically,
light on that.
yeah, sure. So one of my main support was my father. So he just gave me independence to pursue whatever I wanted. During my school days and all, when I came out of schooling, I was in boarding school where my correspondent was an youngest entrepreneur to run a boarding school in Coimbatore. So that was the first inspiration I got to know that entrepreneurship can bring you to the 1% club, basically. So I was very sure
Can you
rather
repeat
than
that? What was the seed of entrepreneurship in your school? Could you
sure.
elaborate on that?
My correspondent, his name is Suresh, basically. So he was
So a
award.
correspondent is a mentor, if I'm or a guy or a person who's senior to you in
Yeah, I
school.
got inspired by seeing him running a school at a very young age.
Okay.
So that time I decided during my 10th, probably 10 boarding exams, at that time I decided either I should pursue into some entrepreneurship or startup, which I can do at the best, basically. So when I finished college, like you said, you had been in event management. So event management is the only business which you can start from zero. You don't have to need any capital. You don't need any luxury offices and all. All you need is a speaking skills, which can convince a client to give you an event. So they are going to give you an advance, and with that I can start it. So during that time, I had few of my friends joining me to help start this business. So we are not well-to-do family basically. So I am the first, like what to say, son who come out of house. So my family background is basically everybody works in temple. We have our own private temple where our family take care of the temple basically.
Okay.
So it's a trust based temple. So I'm the one first person who came out of the house to pursue studies or go to entrepreneurship, etc. So
Right.
during that time, I have decided either I can't go ask my father money, I have to take care of myself. So I thought even management is the only field where I could start from zero. So I started from zero. I ran successfully for 4 years, but then past is past. COVID hit us very hard,
COVID,
basically.
yes. I'm guessing COVID got everything to a grinding halt overnight.
True. Yeah, from 100 we came to zero basically. So we were
Yes.
able to survive for 3 months, first 3 months initially, rents,
Hmm.
office rent, good own rents and all that. But then I had to close it, everything. I have to spend everything which I had. That made me decide I should go back to my hometown where I could peacefully think of what next. That was a circle where I had mental pressures and all that. I had some financial issues. I was in a debt basically. So that made me decide rather than staying in Chennai and hoping for what next. I thought I'll go to hometown and peacefully cut my finances to zero and then think about what next, basically. So I came back to hometown and then it started the trading career.
Wonderful, man. Wonderful. What a journey before your trading journey is what I'll say. So you come out of your the family hometown. You go to boarding school. That is where you gain this kick of entrepreneurship. You get into college. Get out of college. You start a business. Things are going good. COVID gets you to a grinding halt. You move back. It's such a it's an amazing journey before we
Yeah,
actually get into the meat of the topic, which is actually
true.
trading.
Thank you. Thank
So,
you.
my next question comes, when were you exposed to the financial markets or the stock market? Did you learn about it in college, or was there any friend or a mentor who exposed you to the world of stock market?
Yeah, like I said, during before COVID 2019, mid 2019, I was living in an independent house. My next door neighbor was Mr. Rahul. So he was into stock market full time. He was also working in the banking sector. So I had initial investments in stock market, but I did not know how to pursue and on what to do it. So he gave me confidence. He gave me tips as an friends to start up with how to pursue, what to do, what not to do, and all that. Initial
Mm.
stage, he was very helpful during that. So when I came to know how big the financial market is, that inspired me a lot along with my entrepreneurship goal. So I
Mm.
thought, okay, why can't I do both? Basically, event management is evening job and financial market is going to be a 3 o'clock job. So I thought, okay, fine, let's do both of them. And I started pursuing through YouTubes and all that, what to do, what not to do.
Mm.
And like all budding traders, I started joining classes, I bought courses, I started joining Telegram channels, and
Right.
all have gone through mistakes, what not to do, what to do. So it took
Right.
me 3 years, like I said, it took me 3 years to know how the financial market basically works. So I started with the initial capital of very low as low as 20,000 only.
Okay. So, when you were in your business, you were making some money, you wanted to invest. I guess you were passively investing in maybe bees or something, just buying the blue chips. You met your neighbor who's your mentor as well. What did he tell you about the financial markets that he's become your guru now?
So he gave me a very on to face advice. He said, once you come in, you don't go out. So you
Okay.
trust the financial market.
Right.
Basically, it will hit you slap. It will hit you very hard. You will
Yeah.
fall down, but you don't go out. So
Right.
that is the only thing I followed till up to date today.
Right.
So when you come in, you wait. Market will reward you in a long term period basis.
Mm. So all the guys who are in college and who are either thinking of joining the financial market, the advice from Sudarshan is very simple. It is like Hotel California. You can check out at any time, but you can never leave. So checking out is just 3:30, but morning 9:15 you'll be back.
True.
So that's great. So tell us more about your journey. Like, what YouTube channels did you watch? What books did you read? I
Mm.
know the whole thing on Telegram. Some channels may be providing good stuff.
Okay.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Any courses you were taking? What did you learn from them? Or were they even good, or is it just a waste of money? That's a lot of new guys are exposed to all these things, and they don't know what to do.
So basically, I started with Zerodha. So now people
Varsity.
Varsity, yeah. So now people complaining about Zerodha because of their glitch and all that. But during 2019-20, they were the best. Probably I'm not there to praise them, but I'm telling you, they gave a good stuff for free. Varsity was very helpful, and I don't want to mention people who have joined courses because it was all covering again and again the same thing, the basics of what to do in the finance market, how you log into the broker, what is IPO, what is blah 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 and all. But nobody went to the next stage. So everybody was covering the basics of how to buy a stock, what to buy a stock. One people were telling candlesticks are very important, and the other fellow was telling indicators are very important, etc., and all. But Varsity helped me in overall picture to know how the market works, and it was very elaborate to go with easy. So I covered with Varsity, and then YouTube. It was a mixture of all videos. I used to follow some news channels and all that. How do they advise? And till today, I try to watch Bloomberg basically.
Okay.
So Bloomberg Quint, now it is known as what to say? I think now they changed their name, right?
I think so too. I can't recall it, but it was Bloomberg Quint for the longest time. I think now it's only Quint.
Quint, yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So I used to watch that because they don't recommend any stock. They just tell you what are the overall picture, how the market works, basically. So it was very helpful for me. So other than that, I think I'm not a book person, to be frank. I did not read any books for a long time. Now I try to read books. I'm not a book person. I strongly believe when you practically what to say practice the market, you will learn more than the book or courses can teach you. So I strongly believed in that. Like I said, everything I tried to practically practice it, either a strategy or stock I buy. I try to practically buy with a very low quantity and see whether it is working or not, because like we know nowadays people are facing many glitches or many thing which they say it's working in the book, it's not working in the market is different, book is different. So people, we need to understand, you have to practice it before getting into it rather than just believing in the book. That's all.
So like, how did you get your first idea? How did you ideate on a strategy? Like, what were you trading? Were you trading back then, or were you just investing, or were you just doing buying small quantities of stocks? The stocks were going crazy, they went down and then they went up. All that stuff was happening. So initially, I'm talking about your initial days. How did you what was your journey like through that? I'm sure you didn't start with trading options.
True, very true.
That probably comes right at the end.
Sure. So I started with Bs, basically, to be frank. I used to buy Nifty Bs and Bank Nifty Bs on a very long term period. Whenever the market had a crash on a weekly basis, I used to see if the market ends on red candle, I used to pump in some money. So to be frank, I jumped into option very early time without knowing what options are. So I was an option buyer. I was an OTM option buyer. So it was I used to think it's a jackpot call, like zero to hero, where we can buy 10 rupees option, it will go to 100,000, I'll make lakhs of money. So I used to buy. I learned a lesson.
This was before pre-COVID?
Pre-COVID. I think probably starting once I started the career as full-time trader. Pre-COVID, I was only equity, no options, nothing.
So once you started full, okay, when did you start for full-time trading? That's
21, probably you can say 2021.
21. So just going through your journey till 19, you're doing your event management. 2020 March strikes, everything comes to a grinding halt. Somewhere in the middle of 2020, you move back. And then you say something needs to be done. You come back to the stock market. And in 2021, you start, okay, there's nothing to do, essentially. So, so whatever you do, you're doing it full time.
True.
Right? So if you're trading, you're a full-time trader because there is nothing else to do. And
True.
that was the case with so many people that you're not alone on that. I would definitely say that. So you started off with your bees portfolio, and then you started buying OTM options because
Yeah.
of the volatility in prices that attracted
True.
you. So
True.
hero zero to hero, and but nobody tells you hero to zero as well. But yeah, so this was somewhere in 2021 you started
Yeah.
buying options.
Yeah. I started buying options. I was because I did not have capital to sell. I don't know how to sell options during that time.
Okay.
So, like I said, initial stage, I used to buy options, which I had a capital of 50,000 rupees during that time. So I
Hmm.
started buying options, and it taught me a very well lesson. I blew the account within a span of 1 month.
So you
So four
blew the
expiries,
50,000.
yeah, four expiries, account is zero back. I thought,
Right.
okay, what should I do? I called again every fellow who I know who's trading. I thought, man, I did this mistake. How do I recovery and all that?
Right.
So again, I sat and I started studying more about options, etc. So how option works. It took me another 6 months to 8 months to know how option works. So then again, I collected some here and there money and started selling options one lot, very basic ATM selling. So where however it works, I was not going into a positional. I started intraday
So you
during
started with intraday only.
yeah.
That's
So
also
intraday.
and on
So
expiries or every day.
every day. So I used to sell
Which
options.
instrument was it, if you
Bank
don't
Nifty.
mind? Bank Nifty.
From that day till today, I trade only Bank Nifty.
Oh, it's only Bank Nifty.
Only Bank
Okay.
Nifty. Yeah.
All right.
So it from 2021 November, December, I started selling options full
Right.
time. So here and there, people start giving me some money to help me start trading career, family, friends, and all that. So then
Okay.
I started studying.
How much
Selling
money approximately did you get from
probably
family and
around
friends
2
for that?
lakhs, 2 lakhs I
2
started.
lakhs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I start selling 920 Straddle like everybody do. So 920
So
Straddle I
you
used to sell.
you were selling 920 straddle in 2021 or 2022?
2021 November, December,
November. Okay. End of it.
end
Okay.
of it.
Okay. Right.
So it started giving me good profit, but at the same time, it was breaking even. So I had this stage of trading career. So I started with blowing my account and then safeguarding my capital and then breaking even my profits. And then I moved now to profit. So this is how it worked. So then I realized, okay, when you practice manually with a small quantity, you learn much quicker rather than following blindly what others say.
Hmm.
So I started selling 920 straddle. I improved the strategy with some of the tools which was available that time. Then 2022 March or April, I came to know about algo trading. So I think during 2021, 2022 January only algo was booming. So to Indian market. Before
Yes.
that, it was very silental and only big players used to trade
Only
algo.
big. Yes, of course. They only had access to it. Yes.
Exactly. So 2022, it was very booming. So everybody was talking about algo trading.
Hmm.
So during that time, what happened? I thought, okay, I was not able to sit 6 hours in the system. So when I
Yeah.
used to trade manually, either one of the two orders get jumped. So I also
Ah,
started selling directional options also. So it
right.
was very tough for me to go for manual trading. So I started researching about algo and all that, but then I came to know that it is very hard. You need to know basic coding knowledge,
Hmm.
etc., etc. So,
Yeah.
like I said, I also went to other websites
Hmm.
to see how algo works. It was very hard for me to even code the basic Excel thing. So I did
Hmm.
not have much knowledge on that. I started studying on that, but I was not satisfied whether how to correct the mistakes which is been doing there. And
Hmm.
I think then probably 2 or 3 months I came to know about AlgoTest in YouTube
Yes,
through
we'll
YouTube.
we'll we'll get to algo test and algo trading, but now I again want to bring you back to all that, just trying to process all that you've said, and because uh, the thing is, a lot of other traders have been in your position and have gone through this journey or are going through this different parts of this journey? Maybe they have just blown their account and are in a bad state, or maybe they have blown the account and now are break even. Now they want to know what next. All right, so it's I'm sure a lot of people can resonate with this sort of a journey. So first of all, tell me, when you blew up those 50,000, what was your mental state? How were you feeling? What did your parents say something, or was there peer pressure from your friends and relatives, like, why don't you look for a
Yeah,
job?
like,
Or
true, because
like, it's
my
I would say, like, I'm sure they would be like, oh, why not come to Chennai? There is a job. It might not be to your level, but you'll get there, or whatever. You'll grow in that role. So tell us more about that.
Sure. So first advantage I had was I did not. My father passed away before COVID,
Oh,
so
sad, sad. Yeah.
only me and my mother.
Okay.
So first advantage I had was I did not have much to spend in hometown. So there is no much place to visit or no much place to spend, like theaters and all that malls. I'm not a big spender also. One. Second, I did not have any financial EMIs or any debts to follow up.
Right.
Post COVID, I settled everything, then only came to hometown.
Right.
So these two. The third thing is, like you said, my relatives, my friends, they started calling me back to Chennai saying, we'll start the business, or you join for a job because you're young, you have to get married, you have to get settled and all that. I had that pressure, but I strongly believed I have seen people success in trading from low level. So trading, financial market is the only place you don't need any background to cherish,
Of course.
and you don't need any fancy shops or rental. You don't need any workers to work for you. All you need is a laptop, a simple net connection, and then you can pursue whatever you want. So
Correct.
since I was very strong on not going to job and working for others, I thought, okay, this is the thing I have to do it since I don't have any commitments for now time, basically. So it pushed me very hard when I blowed the account, because I have to again go ask people money to trade. So I did. Frankly, I did. I said, I'll give you returns. Give me a minimal amount, whatever you can give me, etc., etc. So again, I collected some money with my skills of event management. So they gave me the money, and then I
Okay,
started
we
again.
know there is a salesman there.
So rather than selling a product, I was very good at convincing the people, saying whatever I'm saying, it's correct. So it still helps me to do certain things.
I'm
So
sure, I'm sure. I wish it was also helping you get a better price in the market.
true,
Like,
very true.
the market LTP is going at 100, but I convinced him to buy it from me at 110. That'll be really good.
So that it happens. So basically, when we speak, right, today, I had a highest MTM loss. So
Okay, that's very interesting. So we'll get to that. I won't
sure.
leave you on that. But my question is, someone who's just blown up his account, what is your advice?
uh, the blowing up account is not easy. So like you said, I did not have any trouble in recovering the money. But when we have seen in news recently in 2023, we have seen people committing suicides. People are getting frustrated due to trading, blowing up at their accounts. People are diversifying in certain funds, which is not useful. So blowing up account is not bad. The thing is, you have to do it for the right thing. So blowing up my account taught me option buying is only for people with higher skills. You have to be very knowledgeable to buy an option. So when you have an account, when you start trading, start small. So even though if you blow your account, you have a recovery fund to recover the account. Just don't go all in one stage. Start small, basically probably around 30, 25,000, and then try your best to safeguard the capital for a long time. If you do
So if
that, you
someone
just
has
cross the first stage.
50,000, sorry, just stopping you. If someone has 50,000, what do you recommend they start off with? Half of that or something like that?
Yeah, probably half of that. you start with equity, you know how to buy a stocks, learn the options along with whatever you trade with equity. So if you don't know anything, just go to index fund, buy Bs, sit simply. I would probably advise that. I tell every people now, if you have a very little capital, just go buy Bs, sit peacefully. Don't come into trading. It's not for small-hearted people.
Yes, of course, of course. It's not for the
Cold-hearted
boys.
people, basically.
Yeah, it's not for the boys, it's for the men.
Very true, very true.
So now you convinced people to through your skills to fund you, and you raised 2 lakh rupees
I don't call that as a fund. I call it as a loan.
as a
Basically,
loan.
all my relatives only gave me like few
Ah,
people's, etc., etc. And all.
sometimes it's toughest to get it from the relatives.
True.
I'd say
Very
that
true,
is
very true, very
probably
true.
easier to get it from friends, but tougher to get it from relatives. So you raised around 2 lakh rupees and you started doing the 920 straddle,
900 straddle, yeah, yeah.
which was, I'm guessing something like you sold a straddle at 920, 930 or whatever, with
Exactly.
legwise SLs, and you every day,
Every day.
irrespective of expiry,
Yeah.
and you rode it for the whole day till whenever, and you were
315.
doing this manually.
Manually, yeah.
Yeah. So you had to be on the screen for chances because, again, we have to remember that time in 2021, 22, the market was really volatile
True, true,
and
very true.
the jumps were crazy. And,
True.
and
And most of my stop
you
losses
said
were not hitting. So basically, I
stop
have to go
losses were not hitting. Yeah.
manually close the positions.
Yeah. So people who or get angry that why did my stop loss skip today, they should go back and try
See,
and simulate 2021 and
true,
22 when
true.
stop losses were skipping left, right, and center.
No, I think 2022 mid to 23 entire year, people did not see high wicks. So I call
Yeah.
them as a budding trader only. So if they go back to Indian market and see wicks at 17, 18 and all, we
Yeah.
had a very huge volatility market from morning to evening. So I
Correct.
think today they would have seen today, yesterday, day before yesterday. Wicks
Today,
was
oh yeah, a day before yesterday was with the Bank Nifty expiry. That was something crazy, especially in the
crazy,
morning.
crazy.
It was,
True, true.
I haven't seen such skewed premiums. The call was 700 rupees and the put was
Exactly, exactly.
120
100.
rupees.
True, true,
And
true.
I was like, what? This reminds me of 22, 21.
True, true. Very
This used to
true.
happen. So you started doing that and you broke even and you recovered the 50,000 rupee loss.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How long did that take you?
Probably around 2 to 3 months.
2, 3 months. Okay, so fairly quick. And
Yeah.
all right. And then you started looking for algos because your strategy became more advanced.
Mhm. So
Got
the
it.
thing is,
And
why I shifted to algo is I started analyzing the market and I have started seeing successful traders in Twitter, in YouTube interviews and all that. When I came to know that they don't trade a single strategy,
okay,
they
yes.
have a group of portfolio strategy which can handle all conditions of market.
Hmm.
So to move from single strategy to the group of strategy, I wanted the help of algo because I know, to be frank, I can't handle manually.
Of course.
So that helped me to look for an algo site which help me to quickly move from this stage to the next stage.
Yes, yes, of course. So you wanted a portfolio of strategies, correlation benefits. So what I want to basically ask is, what was your thought process? What were your strategies? What was in those in that essential thought process about the movement of the market that you were able to harness? And were you even backtesting them? Or was it just purely based on observation?
See, I as soon as I came to Algo, I backtested the strategy which I was manually trading, and in a long term, it showed me a negative figure. I was very surprised. So
Okay.
basically, I again thought, what is it? I thought I am making profit for the past 2 months. It is showing me end of the year I'm going to make a negative figure. So I
Right.
again came back to zero. So I thought 920 straddle, 930 straddle, 945 straddle, or iron corridor, etc., 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 and all started getting slowly slashed by the retail investors who are coming inside.
Right.
So 2022 mid, all the known people who do good trading started complaining about none of the book strategies are working now. So
Yes, of course.
every
I
day
remember
things were
May and June of
true,
22,
true,
the
true.
things got challenging, of course.
Exactly. So every tweet I saw was people start complaining it's not working, it's not working. End of the week we came into negative and all that. I was very surprised. What should I either should I follow that or should I go for something new and all that? And then I realizing option has a very powerful tool that is DK.
Yes.
So when I sell an option, if I wait, it will give me a reward. So rather than going for a single strategy, I start backtesting multiple strategy to cope up with all kind of market conditions. Rather than I strongly believe we have three market conditions: volatile, sideways, and directional.
Hmm.
So I can't beat all the three. I thought either I'll beat sideways and directional market and leave the volatile as it is. So I built a strategy which can trade both directional and sideway market, and I end up with a small profit which is recoverable on a volatile situation. So
Okay.
now I trade a portfolio of strategy which make two times profit out of three basically.
60%, that's great. Like if
Yeah,
it
yeah.
is 60% or 66% on the long term and consistently, then it you don't mind it. The win percentage is
True, true,
doesn't
true,
affect you
true, true.
because you know the system is so robust and so attuned and well fit for the real market that losses here and there, your 30% losses, you don't
Exactly.
get affected by them. So
Yeah. So
yeah, please go ahead.
yeah. So basically, when people build a strategy, they look for an 100% profit winning ratio. So I came to know this when we see people, we in our group itself, people fight
Yes.
for a higher percentage, higher returns, 20-25% return in capital in a month and all that. People has to understand globally, if you make 25% per annum, you're the most successful trader in a global perspective.
Yes.
So hedge funds, huge people, they fight to make 16 to 20% per annum in
Yes.
a big circle. You can make huge returns only with a minimal capital. When you increase your capital, you have this fear of losing big. So you trade low. So
Yes.
I strongly believe if I'm consistent with 2 to 3% on a monthly basis for a very
Mhm.
long time, I can survive in the financial market. So I reduced my aggression. I reduced number of trades. So I kept it very simple. No extra tool to support me. Enter, exit, intraday. So I don't do position. I have a long-term investments to pursue. So other than that option, I only sell intraday, bank nifty.
Great, great, great. So now I'll get you. I'll fast forward the scale and get you to algo test. You told us how your journey with algo trading started, what prompted it. But now how did you get to know about algo test? And
Yeah, I came to know about through YouTube basically.
okay.
So one of my friend saw a video where
Mhm.
a trader posted AlgoTest link. So AlgoTest link saying that you can access my strategy.
Mhm.
So before that, I used to analyze other trading algo platforms where I felt very difficult to build small strategies.
Yeah.
But when I came to AlgoTest, as soon as when I entered, I again quoted a 920 straddle only. First thing I did is
Okay.
920 straddle. Uh, Post that, I saw very nominal returns. I thought, okay, fine, returns are good and all that. And then I started studying about algo.
This was
So
on the back test. You saw
on
nominal
the back
returns.
test, on the
Okay.
back test, on the back
Right.
test. So it gave good results pre-COVID. from 17, 18, 19, 20. But
Mm.
21, 22, 23 entirely the return was very low according to the capital which you, and we also had this margin problem. So SEBI has increased the margin for
Yes,
selling options.
yes, yes.
So when
No
compared to
margin
that,
from the broker.
true, true.
Yeah.
So when we compare that, I thought return was very low. So first thing that impressed me in algo test was we had a ready-made tool to build a strategy. So I was very impressed with that. Like I said, I'm glad I found the right tool because
Right.
no other algos had that ready-made to build it.
Mm.
So it was very like a spoon feeding. You all you need to do is go select your time, put in a strike price, give backtest. No, none of the algo people did that. So they
Right.
all telling you have to code the timing, you have to code the strike
Yeah.
price and all that. But algo test gave a very good thing. So like that only I started with the algo test, and then I started pursuing different strategies. I started backtesting it. I did not forward test. Like I said, I started backtesting it. I implemented with a very low quantity in
Capital.
live market.
Mm. Right.
So first thing I understood about algo is a software. It is not a magic tool or it is not a robot that is going to make money. So
Yeah.
algo is a software where your manual strategy is going to be faster.
Yes.
So I strongly believe that. So that when I understood that, when I'm profitable manually only, I can be profitable in algo. So rather than
Mm.
just using all the tools which was available in algo test, I used only right tools to make money.
Mm.
That's all.
We'll try to get into more of those tools. I'm sure the viewers and the customers and the traders want to know what is the secret. What is the secret? Although again, disclaimer that he suffered his biggest loss also today
Yeah,
using
yeah.
those. Yeah, but he's unwavered because he knows that it's a 2 out of 3
It's a
situation.
part of system. Like I said, I have a very strong portfolio stop loss of 2%. So
Okay,
2 to 2.5%. So
right.
my strategy stop loss doesn't exceed that. And I also have a recovery period of only 7 days. So
Okay.
if I hit a stop loss, I have a very strong recovery period since I'm selling an option.
Hmm.
So my losses are very low, my profits are very high. So
Hmm.
even if I hit a huge stop loss, my one single profitable day can recover my entire losses. People
Right.
ask me in algo, I mean in group as well as in Twitter, why do you carry the strategy till 3:20 when you're profitable at 10 o'clock?
Hmm.
So when you when you're option seller, you need to capture the time. If you
Yeah.
don't give the time for option to decay, you don't get the entire profit.
Hmm.
So I will be 10,000, 20,000, 25,000 during 11 a.m. When we spoke day before yesterday, I was profitable of 22,000. But end of the day, I ended up in a loss of 11,000 minus. But
Oh.
still,
Hmm.
market fell very sharp during that time.
Yes, yes. Yeah, there was
So
a whipsaw
exactly.
movement. Yeah.
So, but I stick to the system. So I strongly believe when you stick to the system, it will, in a long term, give you a good profit. So if I exit at 10,000, 15,000, I come to an loss of 30,000 on a single day, it is going to take my 3 to 4 days of work. But
Hmm.
now my 4 days of loss is recovering in a single day profit. So I felt this is more comfortable than the other part. That's all.
You're right. Right. So I know that you trade only in Bank Nifty. You are one of the few traders that I know now in the new regime who's not doing expiry trading every day. You for you expiry is only once a week.
So
You're not.
no, I did not go to other index because I need liquidity and what to say slippage to be very less. So other indexes
What
are
is your
introduced.
capital size? If
Now it is 10 lakh rupees.
right. Okay. So I would say 10 lakh rupees, you'll find good liquidity in at least Nifty and Fin Nifty, other than
But
the.
yeah, Nifty, I don't strongly believe it has a capacity to give you high premium. So
Yeah,
expiry
of
date is
course.
okay, but other days I don't think so. You have a momentum in the stocks. Fin Nifty, I'm planning to move it in mid of 24. Still, I'm strongly believing Bank Nifty has the capacity. It gives me very low slippage. It doesn't skip my stop losses, etc. Fin Nifty, probably it is getting stronger now. Other two mid cap and Barracks, Sensex and
Yeah.
all is very
Yes.
new. So I don't
Very
want to take much of a risk in that. Basically, when you have a golden egg in your hand, you don't just break it and put it in a separate shells, right? So I thought,
correct.
okay, let's stick it to the system which is giving you profit. Probably we have tons of years to go. I thought, okay, fine, we'll move on later.
Sure, sure. So, tell us a bit, as much as you can. Obviously, I'll try to dig in as much as possible. Tell us a bit about your system. Tell us about a bit about your strategy. I'm guessing you're using a portfolio of strategies. You're not using a single strategy, of course. And you are doing only the Bank Nifty index. So, what are you doing?
So to be frank, I will tell the strategy indirectly. So I like I said, I have three strategies to be followed, which is two is non-directional and one is direction. I mean, one is non-directional and two is directional. So I have the system which trades both the sides. So when market is trading above, it sells put option. When market comes low, it sells call option. So when market is sideways, it sells both call and put options. So to be precise, it's little complicated, but it covers most the 2 out of 3 times when market is not fluctuating. When I make losses when market goes in one direction during the morning time and then comes back very aggressively during the afternoon session. During that time, I make losses. I try to keep the losses to very, very, very minimal. So probably 100 to 150 points in option premium. So within that, and some days it goes to 200. So depends
So
upon
that
the
is on the strategy level, or that is on the overall
leg level.
leg level.
Yeah. So
That
I
is the
trade around.
maximum you can lose. So because obviously that if you're not trading only on expiry, and if you're trading every day, you can have very high premiums on Bank Nifty. I remember
True.
yesterday was something I hadn't seen in a long time.
Yeah. That is what I
Our
mean. I was
ATM
very surprised.
premiums were
And we
huge.
also had an error which was saying the premium is above 1,000 rupees. Basically, you have to go to the broker and see whether it is correct or not. We had a very spike in the broker.
Yes.
So I switched to manual and able to correct. And another thing I want to tell people now is build a strategy where you can handle manually rather than just completely depending upon algo. So now people blindly trust algo and start complaining if algo fails. It's not that, like I said, algo will help you to process the platform, but as soon as the algo or broker fails, you have to able to handle your position manually. If you're not capable of that, then I don't think so. You're fit for the algo platform. Computer
So
will fail.
that's a very important but often missed point is yes, we are doing algos, but at the end of the day it is a technology product.
True.
And technology can I won't blame anyone or point fingers at anyone. It can be even the exchange, you know.
True.
Yeah, it your systems might just fail you one day, but you need to have a process that if things go down, that either I get out of that situation there and then, or I am able to manage it like you are, which will be the most ideal situation, or at least come out of it with minimum or minimal
True.
losses. Because you know, it's the market, it's open every day, well, except some
It's
certain
not
holidays,
a
but
single.
200 to 50 days of the year it's open. So, and you want to be there most of the days, you know.
True. So it's
So
not a single person's job, right? Like you said, broker is there, exchange is there,
the
algo platform is there, API is
yes,
there. If
yes.
anyone fails, everybody is going to get affected. It's not the person who's trading. So everybody is going to get affected. So nowadays, since so much of brokers have come in new, people start jumping into white sector, which they don't have infrastructures. Even big players like Zerodha and other Kotak, flat brokers, everybody fails. But you need to have the portion of profit for that, basically. They fail, okay. When they give profit, you're not going to give them any credit saying that I traded in Zerodha, so it gave me profit, right? So you have to have a certain point of time where, okay, blitz happened, I have to come out at a very low cost. And yeah, like we said, we also need some steps to be taken where we reduce the error of softwares, but still it happens. We can't help, right?
Yeah. So I know from a fact that you use one of the free brokers, and is it because you can manage the position manually, or do you recommend it? That's number two. Or should people stick to, especially if you have a certain level of capital? I won't say if you have very low capital, I think you can manage manually. It shouldn't be a problem.
True.
At least exiting shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, what is your opinion on if you elaborate on that?
So I switched to Kotak. Basically, it's a free broker. It's an opportunity. I won't blindly mistake on people charging higher. It's an opportunity which I wanted to make use of it. I'm a selfish person. Okay, basically, I take around 30 to 35 orders per day. So every day, both legs, both sides market swings, it will go to approximately 40 orders. So 40 orders per order, 20 rupees, it's 800 rupees. Approximately, I give it out of my hand. So when I see in a long term, I spend almost 1.5 lakhs in a yearly time period. So I thought, okay, when the people are offering me free brokerage, why can't I switch to free brokerage and I can save the 1.5 lakhs? So until today, I felt only 1 or 2 days I had a blitz of Kotak. I don't know how it happens to me alone, or I'm very lucky, or I don't know. When entire people complaining there is a blitz, market is not working, algo is not connecting, my system runs very smoothly. And my stop losses doesn't get fluctuated or something like that. I don't know. I even told you once, I think so. It is working for me, man. I don't know how it works basically. So it is working for me.
I'll answer you on that because okay, we have this amazing group which you have mentioned many couple of times. It's a community. It's our helpline center as well, but it's an amazing community as well. But the issue is when such a thing happens, is only people who are facing an issue come on it. Like you, people whose systems are working fine won't come and say, "Oh, my system is working fine." So obviously the information that you receive is not representative, might not be representative. I'm not saying that is always the case, because Kotak did have an issue, a genuine issue a few days back, which I remember, but it might not be representative of all the customers.
True. Not about you complaining on the free brokers, or it's saying that they are giving it for you free, so their service will be poor and all that.
Right.
They are breaking the chain of brokerage. So, like how Reliance came with a free plan of Geo, Kotak want to come into the financial market with free brokerage and then initiative to it. And I felt very appreciated because they are giving a huge opportunity to save tons of money in brokerages.
Yeah.
So huge players will not get affected because they have multiple lots trading at a single order. But small traders who trade multiple orders, they get affected on a long-term basis. People don't see brokerage and charges as a big thing, but it plays a very huge thing.
It is.
Even hedging your position plays a very big thing. I trade without hedging, basically. So intraday, I trade without hedging because I felt spending certain amount for my hedging and then increasing my lot size, rather than I'll reduce the hedge cost and trade with a minimal lot.
So from what you've mentioned is okay, two things. If you're backtesting on AlgoTest, there is a filter where you can add your brokerages and your taxes to get a representation, and which I would recommend everyone to use, and so that you get a better picture, obviously.
True.
Number two is this thing, very important thing that you said of not using the free leverage that the exchange provides, which is if you hedge your positions, the margin requirement reduces drastically. I won't say it's free because you're paying for the hedges, but
True.
you don't feel that if you bought hedges and 2x your position, the amount you're spending on the hedge is less than the potential profits, obviously, that you'll make. So it comes to that calculation, economics calculation of marginal revenue versus marginal cost. If the marginal cost is lower than the marginal revenue, shouldn't you be going for it?
No, I did this calculation. Basically, in the long term, I did it calculate. The amount of money I spend on hedging is really big. So leave it past 3 days. The hedging, I mean, for example, when you hedge it 2,000 points away in Bank Nifty, your normal day options will cost you around 10 rupees per lot. So, but yesterday and today it cost 75 rupees. I do hedge. I hedge it for 2 or 3 lots, not for entire 10 lots. So it costed me 75 rupees. So there is a drastic difference.
75 premium or
Yeah, 75 premium.
premium?
Per
Okay,
lot.
so
Per
yeah,
lot.
per lot. Okay.
Yeah. So when the weeks are higher, you're spending 4 to 5 weeks of your hedging in a single week. So when you calculate in a long-term period, even 10,000, 4 to 5,000 a month is going to cost you 60,000 a year. 6 to 7 lakhs in a long-term basis. We don't know how much we are going to spend. It's an approximate costing. Rather than that, if you follow a single strategy with a limited lot, you make only profit rather than spending on the hedging part. So I do hedge it because for the blitz, what to say, if my orders doesn't get through, if market fall drastically for 600, 700 points, I want to safeguard the position. So I did hedge it with 2 or 3 lots, not rather than going for entire 9 lots. So I do this, but I feel hedging daily and increasing your lot size doesn't make you profitable at all. In a long term period, you will end up in a break even for trading a single strategy. I mean, single lot rather than
that marginal revenue is not what you see if you do spending a calculation based on your system or all the parameters that you have put into the strategy. Okay, that is also pretty interesting, because usually people come, they're like, okay, I'll 2x it, and I'll take out the ROI based on the levered position, and my capital remains the same, 10 lakh rupees, and
it used to work before. Basically, it used to work before because we had a very huge leverage that time. But after SEBI decreased the leverage for brokers, we had a very, if you hedge it apart from 2,000 points, you get only 30 to 35,000 of leverage for one lot. So again, you have to pay 65,000 for selling one option.
Yes, of course.
So there is no much difference for buying edge and without buying edge. So before we used to get 25,000 only for one lot selling. Now we have to pay 65,000 for selling a lot. So I thought, okay, rather than hedging and spending much on costing that, I thought, well, let's not hedge it, do it at a very minimal level, and it is giving me a consistent profit at the end of the month.
That's most important. That's most important. So it was okay. So you've given us a lot of pointers, and especially the traders and the viewers, a lot of pointers of how your journey started, because I'm sure they resonate with that. How you started trading, and then how you started algo trading, and then how you found AlgoTest, and how you're consistently trading on AlgoTest and making money. Just final thoughts from you. I'd like to wrap it up. I would like to have this conversation going, but
I understand.
In the interest of your time, I would like to wrap it up. I just want your a few pointers you could give to people who want to start trading today or who have just entered this world of trading, basically the SWOT analysis is, which is what are the strengths, what are the weaknesses of the market, what are the threats, and what are the opportunities, which is why they are coming.
Financial market is the place where you can grow your money rather than sitting in a simple bank account or FD. So you don't see financial market like an Dream11 app or gambling app, which is going to give you double the money tomorrow or day after tomorrow.
Right.
People used to see that, but it is not the place where to do it. Financial market helps you to invest in businesses which you find it more interesting. There are multiple sectors in financial market. People think as soon as I start trading, I'm an option trader or I'm an equity, I'm an price action trader and all. People need to understand which is the sector for you. If you're working people, you need to stick it with equity and less with F&O. If you want to be a full-time trader, you have to have a good capital to start with F&O. I tell even people, when people approach me, I have 1 lakh rupees to start, I have 2 lakh rupees to start, I tell them, don't come to F&O. So with a minimal capital of 5 lakh rupees, you start F&O. And if you're starting F&O, you have to be a full-time trader to sit in the system and watch the trade. And then do it professionally. Don't do it simply watching other people or people who give you strategies to trade blindly. So see them, follow them silently and see how they trade. If they are very frank with you and show you whatever minimal returns they are doing, good. I would tell people very openly, if they are doing it 3% consistently, believe them. If they show you 10% consistently, there is something going on. So basically, so I strongly believed in that. So practically, it has to be possible to make some money, right? So like again, I said, when you come in, you don't go out. You stick with the market, and when market crashes, I see it as a very good opportunity. I don't see it as a fear. I'm a big fan of market crash. So I wait for market to crash, basically. It's
You
not
want to
about
hit the
people.
wall crash.
Yeah, so it's not about people losing money. It's about market giving you opportunity. So if you don't know when the market is going to crash, that's your mistake. But market crash has to happen for people to come in. If market is at all-time high for past 10 years or 20 years, we won't be seeing this time retailers. So COVID crash brought in so many Indian retailers to market. Market crash is good. You have to appreciate it and start it slow. If you want to start with a good amount of capital and use the right tool. That is what I say. That's all.
All right. Thanks, Sudarshan. Thanks for those insights. Thanks
Sure.
for the journey. Thanks
Thank you,
for
man.
everything and giving us the time
Glad.
for
So
this.
to be frank, I would still say I'm a budding trader. I'm glad
Of
I
course.
found the right tool to make a consistent money. Just a 6 month. I'm planning to go very long time. So it's really glad you have approached me to speak to you.
Yes, of
I
course.
feel very appreciated.
Of course, because the objective of this series is to bring traders who know what they're doing and help others who might not have found the way. Right?
Sure. Glad.
We are there. AlgoTest has the philosophy of not being there only as a software partner, but we want to help you maybe craft your journey. We're not as you know, we are a do-it-yourself platform. We don't give any strategies out. We don't have any strategies, but we can definitely inspire you. We can definitely help you. We can in whatever form possible. So this series is geared towards that. And thanks a lot, Sudarshan, for being the first person on this series.
Like I said, I'm really like I felt very good,
Right.
and yeah, glad I reached out to you.
For sure.
Thank you, man.
All right, man.